So how do we actually understand which way the market's moving overall? Well, if we look at this example here, this is what we'd call an upward trending chart. The market's moving from the bottom left to the top right. That's an upward trend. In an upward trend, you've got more buyers than sellers. That means you've got more blue buyer bars than you've got red seller bars. And if you look at the individual bars there, I'm not going to ask you to count every single one, but you can certainly see that there's more blue buyer bars than there are red seller bars. And in an upward trend, we're always looking to buy. We don't want to trade against the trend. We want to trade with the trend, because the trend is our friend until the bend and the end. So in upward trends, we're looking to go long. We're looking to buy. And in upward trends, we're also going to have a look now at how we can find them a bit more easily. Because the next chart I'm going to show you shows an upward trend with moving averages. And moving averages can be used to help determine the direction alongside the price action. Now typically we're going to be using the 20 moving average, which is going to be shown in blue, and the 50 moving average, which is going to be shown in red. And the 20 moving average is the average of the last 20 bars. The 50 moving average is the average of the last 50 bars. So looking at this upward trend now, we can see that we've got price moving from the bottom left up to the top right. We can also see that we've got two wavy lines on that chart now. We've got a blue wavy line, which is our 20 moving average. We've got ourselves a red wavy line, which is our 50 moving average. Now when the 20 moving average is above the 50 moving average, that means that we're in an upward trend. And as you can see on this example, all the way through this chart, the blue wavy line, the blue moving average, is above the red moving average. So 20 is above 50, we're in upward trend. And again, in that upward trend, we're looking for buy signals. We know this market's moving up. Let's find a sensible place to buy into this market. And because in an upward trend, we can also look at those moving averages in other ways. You can see, actually looking at this now, that the blue and the red moving averages are actually pointing up. They're not pointing vertically straight up, but they are angled in the direction that the market's moving. So that's another key point there to make a note of, guys. Provided that the market's moving up, the moving averages will be pointing up. And you'll also be able to see the moving averages are fanning out or separating away from each other. You can see that the blue 20 moving average is getting further apart away from the red 50 moving average. That means the trend is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. If we move on now to look at downward trends, downward trending price action moves from the top left of the chart now down to the bottom right of the screen. And when the market's moving down, we want to be selling. We want to be going short. We're not going to try to buy here. We're going to be looking to sell. So there's an example of a downward trend. And we're looking to sell. We're not really looking to buy. If you try and buy through here, it's like trying to catch falling knives. It's painful. Let's trade with the trend, and we're looking for the sell signal as the market's moving down. Now in a downward trend, you've got more sellers than buyers. Very simply, you've got more red seller bars than you've got blue buyer bars. And in that downward trend, we want to go short, we want to sell. Now with downward trends, the next chart I'm going to show you also has some moving averages on to help us identify the downward trend. And the moving averages are used alongside the price action. It's not just a case of using one or the other, we're using several things to build up a solid picture of what's really going on. And again, we're going to be using that 20 moving average in blue, and we're going to be using that 50 moving average in red. So we've now got ourselves this downward trend. And with this downward trend, we can see the blue wavy moving average, and we can see the red moving average. Remember that the 20 moving average is the blue line and the 50 moving average is the red line. Bearing in mind the 20 moving average is the average of the last 20 bars on the chart, and the 50 moving average is an average of the last 50 bars on the chart. And we can see if we look at the top left hand side of this chart now, how it originally starts off with the 20 moving average above the 50 moving average. But very quickly you can see as the market starts to move into that downward trend, the 20 moving average goes underneath and crosses through that 50 moving average. And it's from that point there that we see ourselves as being in downward trend. Because that 20 moving average is now below the 50 moving average. And because it's a downward trend, we want to make sure that we're selling. Again, if we look at the moving averages, not just which way around they are, but also at the direction they're pointing, we can see that both moving averages are pointing down, the trend is going down. And we can also see that the moving averages are fanning out and separating away from each other, meaning that the trend is getting stronger and stronger and stronger.